Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Power. That's right, the podcast where we talk about our love for vinyl records and share it with you. Join us each week as we bring you the latest in vinyl releases, what's in our vinyl collection, and wrap it up with epic vinyl. That's right here, each and every week, with your hosts, the Reverend Jeff Kelly and Kurt Harris. Once again, welcome to Vinyl Power. Welcome back, everybody. That's right, episode 2 of Vinyl Power, the Vidcast. That's right. I am one of the hosts of this. I am the Reverend Jeff Kelly, and we are here today talking about our love of vinyl records. And on the other side of the country, to be exact, is the great Kurt Harris, coming to us from North Carolina. North Kakalaki, as they call it when you get down in the dirt bags over there. How you doing, Kurt?
Man, I am doing great. North Kakalaki, the home of sweet tea and barbecue. And this is your friendly neighborhood music man coming to you live from the sound room, joining the all-powerful Reverend Jeff for another night of Vinyl Power.
That's right. I am the shepherd of lost sheep, as they say. You can find us at vinylpowercast@gmail.com. You can find us at facebook.com/vinylpowercast. And guess what? I bet you can find us at Twitter at Vinyl Powercast as well. So, with all of that said and done, hey, Kurt, I got a question for you, sir. Have you seen these new releases coming out?
Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't yet, but as soon as you tune me in, I might be ordering something.
That's right. There we go. We're talking about the reissues here. They're coming out this week. Beyonce, Lemonade is coming out September 15th.
Woohoo!
Dr. Shoji Yamashiro and Akira OST's re-release. Missy Elliott with a double re-release of The Real World and Miss E, So Addictive. Pierce the Veil with A Flail for the Dramatic. Prince coming out with another re-release after his death, Forever. I might have to go and pick that one up. That might be a good re-release to have. And The Necessaries with Event Horizon. So they're all coming out actually tomorrow, the 15th, because this is the 14th, and you can check them out at your favorite record location. I'll actually put it out there. I'm in Sacramento, California, and I got to tell you, my favorite location is Dimple Records. That's where I go to pick up my stuff. So if you're in the Sacramento area, look up Dimple Records, used in books and vinyl on Arden. Go down and check them out because they got a bunch of stuff down there. No shame. They didn't even ask for the plug. I just gave it to them. Anyhow, look at that. We're back online talking about epic vinyls. And right now, Kurt, I got to ask you, man, what was in your vinyl this week?
I'll tell you what, it was a good week for vinyl records. And I started off in a kind of a jazzy mood this week. And I thought, little Miles Davis, what way should I go? Well, my mind settled on, one of the best jazz vinyl records of all time, John Coltrane, A Love Supreme. Basically, 1965, John Coltrane's sort of love song to his spiritual side. It's an amazing record. It's known as one of the top jazz records in history, and listed actually as one of the best albums of all time. And it definitely deserves it. John Coltrane, McCoy Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones on drums, an amazing foursome, and it was recorded in one day. One session, and it winds up being one of the greatest jazz albums of all time. Definitely a can't miss. It was a good way to start, and I figured what better way to follow that John Coltrane, A Love Supreme, than how about a little bit of Love, Devotion, Surrender. And this is the amazing guitarist John McLaughlin and Carlos Santana, backed by both of their bands, the Mahavishnu Orchestra and Santana. This amazing record is actually their love song to John Coltrane's A Love Supreme. They basically pay tribute by playing a lot of that album right here with the two incredible bands, two amazing guitar players. And this particular album, 1973, it was certified gold. And if anyone hasn't heard of this or listened to it, I highly recommend it. It's quite an amazing piece of music and something rather unique. Now, for my next one, it's a little more mainstream, but I think it's one most people will really enjoy. And it was Pink Floyd's Metal.
Metal.
The Hypnosis cover, 1971. And this is the album that sort of bridged the gap between the early Syd Barrett Pink Floyd and the later, mostly Roger Waters written Pink Floyd. Of course, side 2 is the song Echoes, and takes up the whole side. I think it's one of the best Pink Floyd albums ever. I love this album, and the Echoes on side 2 is just
that's right, baby.
Spectacular.
Put on Echoes, because we're gonna do it for 19 minutes and 88 seconds. That's
exactly right. And also, just one little bit other piece of information on this is that if you ever see the video live at Pompeii, where Pink Floyd sets up and plays basically for the ghosts of Pompeii, Echoes is one of the feature songs, and it's quite amazing.
Oh,
so,
I can imagine that would have been amazing to be there live.
It is. Oh, yeah. Nobody was there except
no,
the crew and the
exactly. That's the amazing part of that. To experience doing that would have that's just what makes music so interesting.
It is, and I'm so glad that they filmed it. I happen to have the special edition DVD of that, and it's an experience just watching it. I can't imagine what being a crew member and seeing it live must have been like. And for my fourth and final record for this week, we have the second Dream Theater album from 1992, Dream Theater's Images and Words. New York-based band, progressive metal. This had, Dream Theater has like 21 records, but this record has their only hit that they've ever had, which is the song Pull Me Under. Kind of funny in a way, but it's a great record. And I actually put this one on a couple times. Once was really not enough for Images and Words. So if you've never heard this one, you don't know the band Dream Theater, I certainly highly recommend this one. And that's really what I was listening to during this week. And Jeff, I have to ask you,
yeah, man,
what have you been listening to this week?
Well, in my vinyl collection, I have gotten the Database Blues. That's right. I had to finally start a database for my collection to keep up with everything. So I found some interesting things to listen to and some educational things. I found a lot of the vinyl community pages on Facebook that I've joined, and I've learned quite a bit in this last couple of weeks. First one up was the Alan Parsons Project. If you're a gold member or a Spy Who Shagged Me, what the heck, God, I can never remember the name of the Austin Powers movies. You can remember they were talking about this, but this is the best of the Alan Parsons Project. Now, the strange thing about this album is when you search it on Discogs, it has the name of the album on the cover, but unfortunately, this one does not. So an investigation was set forth. Why doesn't mine have a name on it? Is it special? Is it rare? What gives? Well, apparently, the club editions of the record were just like this. They didn't have the name on the cover of them. Also, the reissue came out without the name on the actual cover. It is on the spine, but it is not on the actual cover itself. And that was when I learned about all of these damn goofy little letters that you can't read on the scribbly squabbly crap on the inside of this vinyl thing. Y'all need to get better magnifying glasses out, because I'm telling you, it's there. You can see it. You really got to get close and get it in the light just right, but it's there. Well, that will tell you exactly what edition you have, and if you search that through Google or Discogs, usually the right edition of the record will come up, and you can figure out what you actually have, because although the copyright date on the back might look like it's 1964, it might indeed be a 80s reissue, and you just won't know unless you look up the squiggly little crappy. They even leave messages in there like, "Hi, Irma." I mean, who does that in 10,000 records? Apparently, the people that made, that make vinyl records did that. The next thing we literally just jamming to this as we were entering stuff into the database. Blue Oyster Cult, The Revolution by Night. Take Me Away, of course, was 1983 CBS Records. The height of hair bands, and Blue Oyster Cult still had a bite. That was the thing that, what are they? I don't know. Are they an American rock band? Are they an American orchestral rock band? Or they're all kinds of things. That was the beauty of it. So, I mean, this one was really a lot of fun to listen to. But of course, here's another one of them goofy label problems, cover problems. Boston's. Which album is this, Kurt?
Well, it looks to me, I would think that would be Third Stage.
That's exactly what it is. It is Third Stage, but it should say it right about here on the record, but it doesn't, of course. This, I believe, came from the CBS Record Club. This was one of those things, of course, I had to track down them stupid little letters on the friggin' inside of the vinyl thing with a magnifying glass and a red light and all kind of goofy stuff. But some of the club editions, it's weird. Some of them are worth money. Some of them aren't worth money. I don't really care. These are all playable records for my love. But then finally, I am a lover of greatest hits, best ofs, and Deep Purple. When we rock, we rock, and when we roll, we roll.
Oh yeah, when we rock.
This was literally the first compilation that they put together after Mark I broke up. And it was just, it's got everything on it. Space Truckin', Kentucky Woman, Hard Road, Burn, Woman from Tokyo, Hush, Smoke on the Water, Live. I mean, Highway Star, Live. I mean, it's just got their greatest cuts on this one record. And it's like, I'd like to listen to all their individual records, but sometimes I just need like an extra adrenaline shot of Deep Purple. And this is the kind of stuff I like to break out. That's why I love the greatest hits records. I have a lot of them in my collection. So that is exactly what I was listening to today and this week, what was going on. I got to ask you there, though, Kurt, what'd you bring along for Epic Vinyl this week?
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, I brought along, for me, one of my absolute favorite Epic vinyls. And it's my favorite band. So a lot of people who know me know right away what band I'm going to be introducing. And it's Porcupine Tree with In Absentia. This, for me, is one of the just the most epic vinyls in my collection. And it's a double record. It's the very transitional album for Porcupine Tree, because this is the album where they basically went from the early stage of a more psychedelic band to the mid stage of being a little more pop oriented. And this was the first release on Lava Records. And this release was much heavier, a more progressive metal direction. And for a lot of people who are Porcupine Tree fans, they would say that this would be probably about their favorite Porcupine Tree record. It certainly has one of the tracks, Trains. If you search YouTube, you'll see, I don't know, tens, maybe 100 different people covering Trains, everything from singing a cappella to acoustic guitars to electric to bass to drums, whatever. People just cover Trains. So it's a very covered song. It's an amazing album, and it's 2002. And also, one very unique thing about this particular record was this was the record where they went from the drummer Chris Maitland, who I absolutely love on the early material, to Gavin Harrison. Well, Gavin Harrison is a technical master. Basically, he's a human metronome. And in fact, I believe it was, I think around 2009, that Gavin Harrison was named, I believe, in Modern Drummer magazine in 2009 as Drummer of the Year. So he definitely received a lot of recognition for his work on the Porcupine Tree records. And I would say overall that the track listing on this one with Blackest Eyes, Trains, Lips of Ashes. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's Gravity Eyelids. The creator had a master tape. Absolutely an amazing record. Prodigal. There's not a track on here that won't grab you and take you on a musical journey. And I would say that amongst all my Porcupine Tree records, and I have them all on vinyl except for Dead Wing. And if you search for Dead Wing and see the prices online, you'll see why, unfortunately, that's the only one I don't have. And in fact, if anyone out there has a spare copy of Dead Wing they would like to donate to their friendly neighborhood music man, hey, I'm open. So anyways, this is my epic record, Porcupine Trees in Absentia, 2002, Lava Records, first record with Gavin Harrison. If you don't know this record, listen to it. If you know it, you love it. It's that simple. And I have to say, Mr. Jeff, what is your epic record that you are bringing to Vinyl Power in our second ever epic beyond epic Vinyl Power show?
Well, I got to tell you, I brought in one of my top 3 favorite albums. I am a product of the late 70s, early 80s, so I don't really care. Guns N' Roses, of course, Appetite for Destruction. Their studio album debut, of course. Griffin Records debuted the hard rock band Guns N' Roses. It was released July 21st, 1987. Now, Guns N' Roses, of course, came out of the birth of L.A. Guns and added some roses. Imagine that. Axl Rose, who is the voice of Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle. I mean, you just can't get past the idea that this album, although is their debut album, literally has most of their greatest hits on it already. Welcome to the Jungle, Night Train, Paradise City, My Michelle, Sweet Child of Mine, Anything Goes, Rocket Queen, all came out of this album. And I can tell you, there were a lot of awkward moments on couches with chicks with long hair while this record was playing. I mean, a lot of awkward moments in the teenage years with this album playing, or the tape. I don't think CDs were available at that point. I'm pretty sure we were still rocking the tapes in 87. But later on, it was definitely on CD as well. I've had VH tape recorded literally bootleg tour videos on VHS of this particular tour. I saw it twice when it came around. And if they retoured Appetite for Destruction, I would probably be first in line to get out there and listen to it again. If you don't know Guns N' Roses, well, then you haven't been on Earth very long. And like that album, if you have heard it, you either love it or you hate it. You know, some people just, it's all hair band. No, these guys were never hair band. They weren't Poison. Yeah, you know, they're not. This wasn't Bret Michaels. These guys were. Anyhow, we'll leave it at that for this week. But for me, absolutely, Guns N' Roses top 3 album, specifically the Appetite for Destruction. And with that cues up the sad going away music. I think it's there. It is. Do you have a favorite vinyl? You want to have an opportunity to be at the beginning of the show on Vinyl Power? Grab your collection. Send us an email. Contact us at Vinyl Power on Facebook at facebook.com, Vinyl Power Vidcast. Thank you, everybody. Kurt, sir, thank you for being here with me this week.
Woohoo! Awesome as always.
And we will see you guys next week, 5 p.m. Thursday evenings. And in the archive, anytime you want to watch it. We'll see everybody next week. Thanks for watching. Keep your vinyl clean. Keep the needles off the floor.